The link is dropped for anybody who wants to pop out and join this discussion. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. We got a good one today. Define an OG. What is an OG to you? This is gonna be a nice deep discussion. I got somebody in the back with me. He don't want to be on camera, but you gonna hear his voice. You heard? We gonna call him Mr. Off Camera. Hey yo, shout out and check in, yo. And myself, I trust. KK, salute. Big Kappa, salute. Mr. Blonde, y'all, salute. Mob Facts, salute. Yeah, man, this topic right here. Shout out and check in. Make sure you hit the like. It's an open discussion. Anybody's more than welcome to come on the screen and elaborate. I'm gonna drop the link again for anybody who wants to come up here and elaborate on this topic with me, man. We're gonna have a real good conversation here tonight, man. Like the definition of an OG. We could even go into the origin of where the word came from. Sometimes what it takes to be an OG. But overall, how would you define an OG, Mr. Off Camera?
I mean, to me, an OG is a liberating influence. You know, one that, like my mom used to always say, shout out to Mama Love, leaders don't set out to lead. They set out to make a difference. It's not about the road. It's about the goal, you are. So now, in retrospect, an OG is a liberating influence. He uplifts, I'm saying,
right.
Diffuse the leftists, anything that's the opposition that doesn't seem right, community-wise, ethically, economically, and just morally as a man. You understand what I'm saying? So, to me, individually, that's my ideology of an OG. As far as the origin, I'm a young OG, so I can only speak on my origin. But everybody, like I said, got their own ideology. Nobody's right, nobody's wrong. But to me, I feel the origin of OG, or the word rather, derived from two things: original gangster.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's one word that we always go by.
That's
original gangster.
Yeah, I mixed it with OT. It's really one thing, yeah. OG, original gangster.
Original gangster.
OG
That's
is
the
for
only
old time.
definition I ever had for what an OG was. Now, y'all heard Mr. Off Camera give y'all his opinion.
I got a question, though.
Hold on. I got you. I got to give them my opinion real quick.
All right, cool.
On what an OG is. The OG is a leader. An individual who is a leader from trial and error and experience only. That usually comes with time. Like, but not necessarily. Like, you have certain individuals who are OG because their mentality, their production, their vision, their ability to actually bring goals to fruition, actually materialize it. And that's something that not always it takes age or experience. Some people get the luck of the draw, but in more times, so it's gonna always incorporate with experience. So that's what I define an OG now in the in the aspect or the reference that we're trying to use it in gang terms. An OG, right, is someone who got more years in the game, probably. Somebody who, you know what I'm saying, got more years in the gang, maybe put in more work in the gang and got to a certain level in position and power. But now, even that is in accordance of your movement and how you move, not only just your performance level, or the work you put in. You have to be full, true, and living. It has to be in everything you do. The way you think, the way you move, the way you react. It's not only your performance, and then sometimes dudes misconstrue your performance level or your level of violence as your status quo. Like that automatically makes you an OG. No, because you could just be a super pop-off dummy with a cape on. You understand what I'm saying? Would you like to elaborate on that, Mr. Off Camera?
Well, as far as the piggyback what you said, that go hand in hand with the alleged hard time busters that's claiming OGs or looked upon as an OG, where it trickles down to what they're filtering down. You know what I'm saying? To the babies,
right.
The youth that's dealing with ambiguity. They don't know what's going on. So, you know what I'm saying? They utilize the youth and the kids for their own gaining purposes, which is not right. And that's not an OG. And it's sad because the youth is the future. We need them. Without the youth, there's nothing. Who's going to build? How can anyone shine bright? Who's going to... It's like the Masons back in the days. Who's going to pass it down? The Masons didn't pass down bullshit. They passed down growth and development.
Teachings, lessons.
Right.
And that's... So you're saying basically right. That's a form. That's one of the roles that should come in a job description, so to speak.
So it goes hand in hand.
For OG.
Brother. It goes hand in hand to where what you said that, you know, and also a person that's gang related or affiliated with a gang or organization that's looked upon as illegal for the government because I guess they don't pay taxes, whatever purposes, you know, even though they'll have good caveats. Because, I mean, I've seen papers before, I've seen things, and I never seen nothing in being blood where it tell you go kill somebody, rob a bank, or commit crimes and hate the government. Right. They only told, I seen it before. And the only thing it ever said, from my acknowledgement when I saw it, from my understanding was nothing but growth and development, you know, be productive. Look out for your community, the youth. That's why I'm so big on the youth.
Right. Stop. Let me elaborate more clear, because
and to be vigilant.
Maybe we break it down on layman's terms for y'all. That's not really catching what he's saying. Piggybacking it. It's about basically each one teach one. Growth and development is basically, all right, I may have made this mistake. I may have done this wrong. But through my mistake and experience, I realized that, hey, this is the right way to do it. So, hey, let me give you a shortcut. Hey, let me tell you how to do it. It's about basically passing down the teachings. If you know better, you do better by passing it to the youth. That's how you end up becoming an OG, because you become a leader by nature. You end up being a teacher by nature, a go-to man by nature, a protector by nature. Because whether you physically capable of protecting them, if you've mentally been doing nothing but educating and leading this man in any situation, they're going to feel like they can come to you for anything. You hear me? And that's what a OG should embody. It should never be an individual that you're scared of. An OG shouldn't be someone that you're intimidated by. And that's a misconception nowadays. Like nowadays in the gang culture, niggas feel like you're supposed to be intimidated by the OG. You're not. That's supposed to be the person you feel comfortable going to with any of your problems, any of your issues. Your biggest brother. Not your parents. This is why, you feel me? But now, this is where the inflated egos and sometimes come into play, because now the personality of each OG is what ultimately is going to determine the vibe they give off. That's going to give people the vibe of them. Are they scared of you? Are they coming to you because they really want to follow you? Or are they listening to you because they're scared of the consequence? You feel me? Like a true OG, a true original gangster wasn't even about violence. It was about business. It was about money. It was about
economic growth
right.
and development.
And violence was used to enhance that or protect that in most cases. Even in the gang culture. But like I said, the personalities of each OG is when things go left. When things go left. When certain personalities kick in, personal motives kick in, personal agendas kick in, and from the personal agendas kicking in, the definition changes. Because for some reason, it's usually the person that makes the rules that changes the rules. Am I right? Am I wrong? Right. They find a way for the rule to not necessarily fit them.
They bend it like the government bends the Constitution and puts subdivisions on charges just so they can still nail you. So they bend it basically for their own personal gain and personal usage, which means they're being selfish and they're making big eyes and little U's out of a situation where there should be no big eyes and little U's.
Yo, what's the grimiest shit you seen in your bed, scrap, up top in the mountains? What's the grimiest shit? No names, of course, no hood, no reference, but some grimy shit that you can say you seen an OG scene, OG dead, that show like no remorse whatsoever. Salute, G's. Yo, listen, I'm dropping a link. Anybody feel free to come up here and elaborate on this. I'm sick as shit, bro.
I mean, personally, personally, as far as the grimiest shit I've seen, I mean, I've seen a lot of things I could describe grimy that don't coincide or match my morality, you know. But then again, is it really grimy when that person has his own cause? Because I can give you a perfect example. I got the hood.
Wait, don't fuck up, because you said that person having their own cause is a conflict right there. Because as an OG, in the reference we're using it in a gang, you're never supposed to have your own cause.
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna show you. When I said in retrospect, that's why I said morale when it fits, and that I said, you know, I see a lot of things I consider grimy, but then again, it's that don't fit my morale as a person, and then things I would do and things I wouldn't do that the other men are doing wouldn't do. You understand what I'm saying? And what I'm getting at is a perfect example is I got the hood example. Say I got drugs, I got commissary money, or even let's take it to the street. Let's not even talk about jail because that's just a whole nother world. The real world is actually in society. You understand what I'm saying? That's just a closed, small environment. It's easy to master and craft and play games and mind games is a small environment. When you're in the world is big. It's different. You can't come out here trying that shit and doing that same shit. It's different. You got guys that you build around for years in there to build a rep in a small gated community. So now in the real world, you got guys that really don't know you. They're part of what you are. Your set, your hood, whatever. But they built their own city where they at. So now for you to just come home or think you're going to muscle, do whatever, it's not going to just happen like that.
Yo, sorry to cut you off, Scott, but you went over here. I try to let you go for a second to see if you was bringing back. Nah, the question, this is what we talking about. I asked you, what's the grimy shit you seen an OG do in your bit up top? Now, I'm going to give you an example by telling y'all mine. When I was in Clinton, I sat on the court, and because I had the weed, personal interest, niggas think about their personal interest. I happen to be on the court with the big guys smoking weed. You heard? So now sitting there, listening, learning the shit, I hear an individual that, all right, let's say this. My drugs, I got you selling them. The person you sell it to doesn't pay you. I tell you, yo, go blow his motherfucking head off, which in jail means go cut a nigga. Right? So now, when you go cut a nigga, well, that's what I tell you to do. I tell you to, yo, go cut him because he didn't pay my money. You say to me, yo, I go to THC in 20-something days. Yo, Latasha M, thank you for the super chat. That's my first super sticker. Salute. Thank you. You go down in the history books. Yo, I need to blow my nose. I can't breathe in or out. I gotta get nasal spray. But yo, like I was saying, I watched that same big homie, mind you. That OG's, his drugs. He got you selling it. The dude doesn't pay you for my drugs. When he doesn't pay you for my drugs, I tell you to cut him. Shoot that nigga. Blow his fucking head off. And in return, you say to me like, yo, bro, I go to time allowance committee in 23 days. Time allowance committee, for people that don't know, is like the parole board. That's where they decide if they're going to let you go home or if they're going to keep you in jail until your maximum expiration date. Yo, I heard him say, bro, I don't give a fuck about your time allowance committee, homie. You know, I'm not never going to time allowance committee. And then he said a code that just basically means like blood is a full-time job, nigga. Like, you feel me? And it was like, oh shit, this shit is serious. That was the most grimiest shit I personally seen in my experience in the mountains. I watched with my own two eyes. I watched that happen. But that's what I meant as far as like the grimiest shit you see the OG do. Like, you feel me, bro? Because you got a lot of people who are in those positions who at one point in time showed or displayed those instincts, those characteristics that show, look, this nigga's official. This nigga's an OG. We need to put him there. But then somewhere between, let's say maybe overconfidence, being comfortable after a while, getting greedy, wanting more. But, you know, in more cases, it's just people get comfortable in their shell after a while, and then that's usually when you see who they really are. So, like, that's what happens in that situation. They get in that position, they get comfortable with all that power, and they start to see how powerful they really are. They start to play with buttons and play with strings. And hey, what happens if I pull this and if I press that? But it's like, wait, what happened to the original goal? What happened to the original plan? When did we lose sight of that? And one more question. Now, if you can't, I want to word this question. Yo, what's up? Nobody wanted to come. Nobody wanted to come up here and had this discussion. Nobody wanted to give me their feedback on how they would define an OG. What they would expect from an OG, someone in that title. You expect everything that they ask of you. Yo, Ben Kane, shout out on the super sticker. Woo! You know you my super. Nah, what up, bro? Good looking. I appreciate it. It's my second one of the spot. Y'all got the memberships coming soon with exclusive videos that I'm only gonna let out for members only. When I get that, you already know. Those are the videos I'm gonna make juicy. But yo, back to the topic. How do you define an OG? And now check it, as an OG. Is it okay at certain points to implement your own goal and vision for the game? That's a question. Merch coming soon as well. As an OG, is it okay to sometimes implement your own vision, though? I'm just going to say yes, and I'll explain why. The OG is the hood. You're the creator. You are the vision. But your vision should, in most cases, benefit everybody, not just the OG.
Alleged OG.
Alleged OG. Now, bro.
But shout out to the real OGs.
You hold again, talk louder, bro. You talking that shit over there now.
Now we don't want nobody to think because we're, you know, a little younger or whatever, we're against the OGs. Shout out to the real fucking OGs.
Of course.
Because we wouldn't be the way we are right now if it wasn't for them.
We learned a bop from the real right ones.
Right.
You feel me? The ones that did it right, living right. This is who we was learning from.
I'm saying the fallen ones that ain't make it, rest in peace.
The dead ones,
the real right.
Pay homage always, rest in peace. Robo Just to the day I'll bust. Y'all know that shit, man.
The real bloods, not the fake bloods.
Word.
You know what I'm saying?
Niggas don't understand, right? Like, you know how they call rims, like niggas like, I got rims. You put the rims on a fancy car. You heard? You put rims on a fancy car because that car, you don't put rims on a piece of shit. Because the rims don't make the car.
And then everybody's saying they this, they that, they this, and they that label themselves as.
He's on the phone, y'all. Hold on. All right, his phone call's done. I just had to mute the mic. Got a phone call coming through. I need some tissue, bro. I know that voice from the past videos. Nah, you don't know that voice. You think you know that voice. You don't know that voice. We not muted no more. I took the mute off. An OG is a leader that has success to show proof of it.
Yes, I agree.
I agree to a certain extent. But now, if the success has to be for more than just him, though. It has to be for just more than him. The success has to be for just more than him. It has to be a collective issue, a collective effort for everybody involved. Well, at least for everybody who played a part of it, who helped contribute. And even the ones who didn't shouldn't be left out because they couldn't contribute. There should still be some contribution to whatever it is. It could be sharing a video. It could be sweeping the floor, mopping the floor, taking out the garbage. There's a position for everybody. I need some more tissue, man. It's a position for everybody, man. It's definitely a position for everybody. Woo, that felt great. That's right out of there. Of course, protocol's a must, but now check it. This is why I asked the question originally. Why is it always the same people that make the rules to break the rules or alter them when it best suits them? I feel like the rule makers is just as the OGs. This is nobody per se. I feel they personally should be held more accountable to the rules than anybody else. Because in the mountains, they are. In prison, they are. When you in that top seat, what a false move I take. You down, get back, motherfucker. You don't know it like that. That's a fact. When you in the mountains, nigga, one false move, you lose your seat. Shit change. The OG is an experienced individual that shows younger individuals not to make the same mistakes he did while also leading by example and upholding integrity. Bow, I gotta pin that shit. Triple beam dreams. Salute. The OG gives you knowledge for growth, right? Or at least helps you plan something. Come to the round table with something, ideas, teach me. Not only protect me, bro. Niggas will buy a fucking gun for that. Damn. Woo, my son is on fire tonight. Yo, Triple Beam Dreams. What's up? Why don't you come on up here, click this link. I gotta hear this, man. I need this feedback. want to hear my people, man. It's 56 of y'all. None of y'all got a voice. You can close your camera if you don't want to show your face, man. Pull up. Just make you more comfortable. Come and talk like this. You heard? Keyword, leader, is in the right direction. Right. You got to be going in the right direction, though. Most essential. Hi, boss. I'm not sure about the gang world, but in the corporate world, it is the exact same. So I don't have any answers for you. What's the same? OG? It is the same. It is the same. If you are putting it in the corporate spectrum, all right, you got the CEO of the company.
See y'all late night, actually.
This one, I never took it. Oh, it's like the CEO. It's like the CEO. Yeah, you annoying me, man. Yo, you just made fucked up my whole train of thought.
You said it's like the CEO, I see.
It's all right. It's just like a CEO in the company. He can't be stealing the money. You gotta get your paycheck every week. If not, you're not gonna keep working for him. You're not gonna keep working for that nigga. You gonna quit. But now the complication where sometimes it's different is in the gang world, a nigga be scared to quit. Scared of a retaliation of quitting. Right or wrong. Motherfucker be terrified of quitting. If not that, he'll feel left out. Like, damn, what I'm gonna do now? I have no friends. I'm gonna be all alone. Because some of these niggas are not men. They still little boys. They're not doing it for the right reason. They just want to be down.
Using it as a crutch.
It's a crutch. And people don't realize if you're not using this in a good way, in a positive way, there's no need to even do it anymore.
Yeah, because you're sending good guys like us to jail.
You're just sending people to jail.
Stop. Infiltrating the infrastructure for your personal gain, negativity, and please.
OG got to be a big brother or father figure. Most riders come from broken homes. That's the truth. But nah, you're not looking for a father figure. You're never going to feel comfortable to tell your father certain shit that you would tell your older brother, your big bro that you look up to. See, that's what niggas misconstrue. Niggas ain't looking for a daddy. They're not looking for a father. They're looking for a big brother. They're looking for someone that they could ask for advice from in certain aspects. They're not looking for no daddy, though. It's a pride thing. You feel it? You feel me? It's definitely a pride thing. Because he definitely not about to call his OG daddy, stepdad. After a certain amount of years, like, no, it's never going to get to that point. You feel me? I feel true leaders must lead by example.
I concur.
Throughout duration, though. I don't feel you ever reach a point when you're no longer held accountable to the same standard just because how many years you were on the standard, so to speak. You feel me? Like, nah, the rules are the fucking rules. The rules are the fucking rules, man. Nigga, man, stuffed up. Any more feedbacks? Anybody else wants to tell me what their definition is of an OG? And check it. Can an OG ever really fall from grace? Can an OG ever really be dethroned if he hasn't committed the cardinal sin? As far as like snitching and shit like that. You can speak.
Well, I think no. Unless he passes it down or passes it off to a pupil, one of the babies.
So you don't feel like he could just naturally fall from grace?
I mean, from natural causes, yeah. I mean, that's likely cause things. Yeah, that's natural shit. That's realistic.
How
but
many OGs, without saying the name that you know, that throughout time they just didn't make the draft next year, didn't make the cut next year, they just disappeared?
A lot.
A lot.
Like you read paperwork, you read history.
So you don't want to rephrase your answer to that though. So of course he can lose it. You can really fall from grace in real life. You could get faded. You could get labeled fool, nigga, or you could just get forgotten about.
Yeah, dudes get forgotten about.
Or niggas know who you are, but you get to, oh yeah, that's the, like the pair of jeans and shit, all faded in the corner and shit.
You're as good as your last one, fellas.
You feel
Sometimes
me?
you gotta remind the masses you still shit still stinks.
Before I would allow that to happen, I'm just gonna gracefully bow out. You gotta know when to quit while you still lit.
Yes.
Like, you feel me? You gotta know when to retire while you still fire. Cause if not, you look stupid out here, man, by trying to hang on until you fumble.
Undercover fiends.
Feel me? Until you fumble, man. Yo, smash that like button if you feel me. Yes, right? Nowadays, no care what you did yesterday. It says, nah, they gotta care what you did yesterday. Because they say it is proven. History repeats itself. History repeats itself. So read your comment earlier. I can't go scroll back up to all that shit. Bro, get some ginger tea. It will help dry up that mucus. JB,
right
good looking. And my son got some right here. If your OG isn't edifying you to obtain a trade, start a business, take care of your kids, he not an OG. If your OG isn't a constructive member within the community, he not an OG. I agree, except for the last line. Only because I know some OGs that are just not necessarily a constructive member of their community, but they're not a destructive member of their community either. You feel me? Gotta learn when it's your time to move out the way. Exactly. Exactly, bro. Like, you don't want to be caught in a situation when you find out your knee is bad when you're acting 24. A Big Mac, salute.
Body bluffing like Stoudemire.
You feel me?
In and out.
You go up for a dunk at 35 and realize, nigga, you ain't jumped that hard since high school. Why? What? Are you mad you broke your ankle? Like, you shitting me, bro? The body doesn't stay the same forever. Yo, boss man, what's up? OG should be paying for the next. So they, right, find a young Karate Kid, Mr. Miyagi, that nigga. And that's shit. You sit back. Take care of your real family now. This is when you mold like me. I'm active in my daughter's life throughout. I never confuse the gang life with my family life or which one comes first for me. Never confuse it. Now, I'd be an idiot to not say I don't jeopardize it because of that red flag sometimes, of course. But the fact of the matter is, I'd be a fool to sit here and try to defend something that's ultimately a reality. Now, with that being said, it's like, with the priorities, knowing where your priorities are as an OG, some of these niggas is still trying to mold a hood or mold a gang of young adults and having beef with their kids at home. They don't even got no relationship with their children. An OG is a man in full circle, bro. Because there's no way in hell that you could be on top of the gang and it's like, damn, how you let your family and home fall apart? You gotta find a balance, nigga. And that's why it's not easy being an OG. That shit is a fucking talent, nigga. It's a talent not destined for everybody. Your OG ain't an OG if he can't teach you how to feed yourself without jeopardizing your freedom or liberty. I can't necessarily say that because just follow me. A man not judging, a man that wants your best interest at heart is can genuinely only teach you what he know, what works for him, and give you his genuine heart advice and guidance. Like, yo, this is all I know that worked for me. Until you find something better and figure it out, this is all I got for you. But this shit works. You can't knock that. There's certain niggas that's just who they are. That's who they are. That's who they committed to being. That's their career path. Like, it's sad that some people don't want to take that as a reality. It's true. Some people wake up and make the conscious decision like, I'm forever a criminal. I'm forever gonna be out here and do this. There's people who make that decision, and that's just what it is. So now, because that was his personal decision, he's not telling you that's what you gotta do. But if you ask him, he's gonna only teach you what he know. So he can only teach you what he know, my nigga. And you saying that's not an OG? I can't agree. Not in the gang culture, not in how it's described. We think about realistically. We not think about in the perfect world as you're trying to make it. We talking about realistically, real shit. You feel what I'm saying, though, bro? Like, in most cases, that's some niggas' truth, not everybody's. And do not misconstrue what I'm saying as, oh, that's okay. Hell fucking no. You're supposed to be educated way beyond anything where if you can't make money legitimately. You're supposed to be way beyond that. Don't misconstrue what I'm saying. I'm going back to your question originally, where if that's the best advice he can give a nigga that came to him, you can't knock him if that's all he know. That was my point. That's not to mean that I'm in agreement with him. No, you supposed to know way more than that, nigga. You supposed to know 10 times more than that.
I'm supposed to be knowledgeable
In all aspects. So don't misconstrue what I said. Because I know how people try to pick apart bits and pieces to make it into what they know. I'm not justifying that at all. I would never call a nigga like that no fucking OG. Understand that. If you can't teach me shit, I'm not calling you the OG.
You're as good as your leader.
A lot of niggas get called OG because of their battle wounds. Battles fought. Some of them earned the title, some of them got it by default. It is what it is. You gotta still pay homage to the original days of the struggle. You can never take that away. But it's like, all right, and then what? What about the niggas that kept it alive, kept it going, kept it glowing? Gotta know that there's bigger visions, man. There's niggas out here doing bigger visions, trying to correct certain errors in a different era. OG isn't gonna tell you to risk your freedom and put yourself in danger. That's not an OG. Here, a lot of niggas get called OG because the motherfucker ain't steam ain't shit yet. Yo, really though, good looking, bro. Hey, yo, we just flip it. I hear you, bro, but I can't. Like, I see what you're trying to say, but I told you my personal definition of an OG. You trying to troll a comment I made in reference to response to a question you asked is just your prerogative, brother. Those are the individual. That goes back to the personalities. I spoke on in the beginning of this video, if you was watching, that's when it boils down to the individual personalities. You feel what I'm saying, bro? Like, in their personal goals and intentions. If they're genuine or like, you feel me? Cause this perfect nigga is like perfect example. You're not gonna call a nigga that don't know how to read or write and can't teach you nothing but selling more weed. Nothing else besides selling weed, right? But that nigga led us through every war against the Latin kings and led us out victoriously. You're not gonna not label him an OG still. You get it? Like, and because while he was doing that, he caught extra time, and all he ever learned was that he wasn't exposed to certain shit because of his sacrifice for the game. So he's not an OG. He doesn't get that. He doesn't. He doesn't get the title then.
Yeah.
My definition of an OG is an individual who embodies living every day is in true living, who embodies morals, principles, and integrity. An individual who has a vision for himself and others. Individual who won't misuse someone he knows believes in him for unjust belief if he doesn't personally believe it. Because you basically like playing with somebody's heart, playing with somebody's mind. You're not gonna abuse your power over someone. Uh, 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 so just to sum that up, OG isn't gonna abuse his power. OG is an individual that knows and understands what growth and development truly means. So he's no longer in the mirror working on him and him is his image. He's past that. At this point, he's working on the niggas after him. He's setting the way. He's paving a fucking way. That's an OG, a trailblazer, an individual that leads by example and embodies what he says. Because anybody can say it. You gotta live it. You gotta deliver. Deliver. Everybody hates somebody who doesn't keep their word. How can you ever follow a nigga that doesn't keep his word? So integrity has to be number one on that list. Do you hear me? Has to be number one.
Yeah.
So nobody else want to pull up on the screen tonight? Yeah, I just want to type tonight. The gang respects me because I became a financial banker and made it higher in life. Don't forget, I still make sure my brothers eat. No doubt, that's commendable. Not everybody's supposed to be in the field doing certain shit. Like, that's not what this shit was originally structured for anyway. Do you think that's ideal though? I'm not in the gang life, but my grandma, mama, and aunt piss me off all the time. What do I think is ideal? What? What exactly are you referring to? John Jackson was an OG. T. Rogers is an OG. Malcolm X was an OG. The builders are the OGs. The bangers are just the warriors. Right. Yo, King Mal. If you are who I think you are, what up, nigga? If you are who I think you are. If it is, this ain't DOA. Comstock DOA, nigga. Now, there is niggas, Malcolm X. See, I see, yo, Latasha M, thank you again for the super chat. Salute. Yo, also, I still think there's a difference between, um, I think there's a difference between a revolutionary, bro, and an OG. Like, I don't even think you can put down what Malcolm X did in a category. Like, I don't even think, you feel me? They could go in the same category. Yo, Kev Smith, what's up, man? What's your definition of an OG, man?
Hold on.
What the fuck? That nigga was just happy to be on here, I guess. That nigga just smiled and hugged that shit right up. Yo, we all have our own roles, bloody. No doubt, Fredo. Nah, I never met you, bro. Enough respect for you. Good looking king, man. I know somebody with that name somewhere else. Word though, son. Hey, yo, for real though. Yeah, that shit kills me though. Whoever that was, why you ain't just drop in, baby? You should have told me how you was feeling.
I didn't hear nothing though, bro.